Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Now welcome back to Prison Architect. So as I mentioned last episode, today was going to be looking at a prison that I gained inspiration from to just kind of see what they did and how a massive prison is run. So hopefully this episode is nice and smooth. If any computer is up to the task of recording this, it's probably mine. But as you'll notice at the top, there is over 1,000 prisoners in this prison and 800 guards employed. So this is an absolute, and I mean an absolute monster of a prison. So that's how big it is. As you can see, a lot of it is kind of symmetrical. And I just thought we'd spend 20 minutes, 25 minutes having a look around it and just kind of showing you the potential of Prison Architect, because it's very impressive. You know, the amount of planning that would have had to go in this prison. Trust me, this was not someone going, I'm just going to build a prison randomly. No, this was somebody that built up a prison like I have done over the last, 12 odd episodes, or how many episodes we've done of Prison Architect. Sold their prison to make sure they have a lot of money, and they most likely built the whole prison before any prisoners actually came in. That would be the most, well, that would be the way that I would expect they've done it. But yeah, it's ridiculous. It's a very impressive one. There are many impressive ones. This is just one of them. So here is the actual entrance. So what they did is, this is the standard square of building a prison, and you can buy more land, and they decided to expand left instead of having it, having another one I saw was it was expanded right, and then they had two sides of the road actually for the prison, but that can get a little bit messy. So, yeah, let's go into it. Let's actually just go into what they're doing. So, right at the entrance, they have just metal detectors. There's no fancy entrance or anything, which I actually found kind of a bit worrisome. Obviously, they do have all boundaries over here, so road gates. And they actually, there's a little tip for you, a staff door, so they don't actually have to open the road gate. And another one here, which is it's just a nice touch. And over here is millions, and this is something that I've missed. Millions of psychologist offices. I've only had one psychologist office. I only ever really do one. But as you can see, psychologist. So there's a lot of them, even more up here. And this is so you can have multiple sessions with your prisoners to actually try and fix them, to make them less violent and stuff. So as you can see, this can't be staff only. It's shared because, prisoners have to get in here. So all the offices are done here. You got more psychologists. There's the warden up here, so it is a little bit risky, I would say, for having the warden opposite prisoners that are having help. But anyway, if you go south, again, more offices. You've got your reception is here, so instead of having it in the entrance to the prison, to make this corridor kind of smooth, I guess, and have it not packed all the time with new prisoners come, they just put over to the side, which I think is a pretty good idea. And then you have a lot of parole officers. You have a holding cell here, just in case there's an overflow, I guess. Parole. Millions of parole. When you have 1,000 students, I guess you probably do need quite a lot. A little tiny classroom right in the classroom here. A little bit too cramped for my liking, but I guess it will do the job. Another parole, and then the morgue is down here randomly, most likely because it's near the entrance. Here is their death row, I presume. Deployment. Let's have a look. Yeah, death row, and then the execution room. Their kennel, they've got a lot of, dog crates. The power, that's probably just for the execution room. And they've had it set up so the chairs and all that is within. And you've obviously, in this prison, only have one death row person right here. Oh, it's a Polaroid. Let's take that. Perimeter fence going around, or just really a normal fence by the looks of it. And then we move. I want to always go from the center of it and then start looking up and down. So I'm going to be like doing this, looking at the center, going up and then going down, and then we'll go the whole way along. So the next area here is just a massive visitation, so a big one, very nicely planned out, nice and spacious, so every prisoner will be able to have people come, basically. South of that is staff, or security, sorry. Again, one thing I noticed, I always do jail doors for rooms that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want prisoners in there, but they just have staff doors, and some of them are locked open. Like the staff door is locked open for the medical bay, because prisoners just go in there. Another classroom here always has some guards stationed within. You can see how packed, when your prison gets going, how packed these things actually get. Next to it is a library, very packed. A altar, religious place, incredibly busy. And then also a workshop, looks to be quite busy there too. Obviously metal detectors outside every single door, and they only have single way doors, no double doors going on right now. Staff room, and I think this is something that I picked up on after looking at a couple good prisons, is there's a death. That's probably going to happen throughout. We're not going to go over to them because it's such a big prison, stuff happens. Staff room is, they're jotted around the prison because your staff need just the places just to jump in and rest really quick. Another workshop. So you got one there, you know, quite a lot actually. A mail room, and then the shop is next to it. So they've got the window over here, so you can see people are buying stuff from the window, and then there you go. Pretty cool. Right, let's move up. Over here is the first big cell block, and this goes the whole way up. Apart from over here, you got like power and all that stuff. They've got 4 powers. How have they actually done that? Because again, remember that these things they can't cross. So as you can see, they've got all the powers in one room, but you can see individually. So this top left one does this cell block here. This top right one goes all the way over here to do this cell block. So each of them, it's actually very neatly done if you look at that. That's actually very neat. That's kind of impressive just by itself, to be honest. All the water's done. I believe this one was done in settings with no temperatures. That's why you won't see any hot water and stuff. They haven't put that temperature. They haven't put that option on, but anyway. So the actual cell blocks, they've done a different thing that I did. They don't have showers in the cell blocks, and actually looks like they're not 100% complete here because there's no bookshelves in these cells, as well as these, but I guess it's fine. These got chairs, and that's quite nice. And then at the end of the corridor, they have a shower and toilet system. Again, privacy is not really a thing in this type of prison. So these guys can pee and poop in the shower room. Moving on, let's actually just quickly break it down into deployment. So this is actually minimum security, and this is shared. You'll actually see minimum security. They're actually giving the MinSec people TVs, which they're not giving the other people. Again, probably because your MinSec guys, they're a little bit nicer. They probably won't act up as much if you just give them nice things. So there you go. Moving down is another block. What block is this? Again, they're all just shared at the moment. So basic cells. Again, it's a bit weird. Maybe they just did the clone feature and they just haven't cloned the chairs and the bookshelf. But it's all very symmetrical. And that's what you'll notice when you open up these massive prisons. They're all the same, practically, because they have to make use of the space the best way possible. And blocking it out like this, although it looks impressive, it does also look boring. But it's the most efficient way to do it. On the end, you've got another classroom. That's one thing I briefly went over this prison just very quickly before I started recording. And the amount of programs, like I can show you here, if we go in programs, the amount of programs that, look at how many they've got. It's ridiculous, but it's working. You know, paroles all day. Paroles are all day practically. It's crazy. So that is something that it could be for you guys. Put more of them in. Another religion thing, massive cleaning cupboard, massive laundry. I think that's actually a little bit too packed in, that this ironing board and this ironing board, the middle ones, won't actually get used. A massive common room that is, again, it's not the prettiest thing to look at in terms of being, you know, realistic, but it's just packed in everything that they need. So there's recreation, there's family, there's toilet, you know, it's in the common room, and you know, and there's exercise. I personally don't do it like this because I enjoy having a realistic prison over the most efficient prison in this game. But if you want to be efficient, then this is the type of thing that you should be looking at. There's the shop that we briefly looked at, and they go down again. It's the same story, so the exact same setup again. It's repetitive. You know, you've got to make use of your space, and that's what they're doing. Let's move into the middle, or near the middle of the map. So, middle corridor, you've got 2 kitchens, again, symmetrical, massive, and I mean massive canteens, with a lot of serving tables. You've got a shower, or a toilet, a room the whole way around in the corner of both canteens, because again, that can be a problem if there's not a toilet nearby. So you can kind of think of them as public toilets. They've also got exercise benches and phones and chairs in their canteen, so their prisoners will never kind of need something, if you know what I mean. Then we go left into the center, and as you can see, there is the big yard. And the thing that they do, and again, you're being efficient in this type of prison, there's benches all over the yard, there's recreation pool tables, there's exercise benches, there's TVs, all the stuff that they kind of need, toilets on the side, phone booths, all of it is just everywhere in this prison. It's just to make sure that your prisoners have nothing that they actually need. Again, it's something that I personally won't do because I kind of like, okay, that's the recreational pool room and don't mesh it with anything else. But yeah, at this scale, you need to make sure your prisoners have got everything. Moving up. Another cell block, pretty standard cell block. It is currently saving the game right now. It's going to sometimes freeze like that because this game does auto-save. And obviously it's got a lot to save. Deployment, this is just a normal shared cell block. It's got basically the same design of a shower. It's got also solitary cells though in these cell blocks. Again, all symmetrical, all like that. We go over to the left, same story. Nothing really changed there. Opposite of the yard, you can see same canteens. To me, I don't know how well this video or how much you guys are going to like it. The reason why I'm doing it and not playing my own prison is this is just, to me, is very impressive. That he's gotten to 1,000+ prisoners. Like, that's just ridiculous. You can see over here, he's making use of his space by having the cells, some of them on the side, some of them going vertically, just to make sure everything fits. Like, that's actually just kind of cool. Be like, okay, that's not going to fit that way, let's do it the other way. And here you got another staff room, another kennel with power, its own power type thing. And wow, that's very impressive. So that is 1 square. We've just done 1 square of the prison. And obviously there's another square to go. So as soon as you pass over the other square, you've got kind of the same setup, but a little bit different. So all these, again, are psychologist offices. So these aren't like the warden's office. But as you can see, this prison isn't fully done. He actually has space for more offices if he wanted to. He's got forestry just randomly put every now and then. He's also got proper built paths that that's where they will walk. They do prioritize going over the paths if they are outside. Random gate that's not fixed here. This actually should probably be done, I would imagine. The same setup, 4 different power stations, and it's actually a storage room. That's what I do. I did storage room power rooms before I looked anything up because that just made sense. You've got a shop here. You got paroles. You got another shop. And then just empty rooms that are just not being used for anything. That could be extra psychologist offices and stuff like that. Another forestry, and then the cell block. So how have they done it? Okay, so this is, let's just quickly zoom out before we look into any further. Is that what they've done is shared, so anybody can go in the white stuff. So these cell blocks, anybody can go in them. They've got the minimum security guys top right, and then they've got minimum security top left and left. They've got medium security as the bulk of the prison, as you'll notice, and then maximum security, they've got it mainly in the square 1. With also a bit of the square 2. What you'll also notice is that they have separated them for food time. So what I mean is, as you can see here, this is a medium security, I believe, canteen. I'm not great with colours with my eyes, but anyway, I know this is a maximum security canteen. So all the maximum security prisoners should go in these 2, or they will go into these 2 canteens, and only those 2 canteens. So even if you're this guy down in this bottom left cell where you go get your food, is probably here, you won't go over here. So that's just how they kind of set it up, which is kind of cool. That actually might be green. It might actually be unlocked. I can't tell the difference between this green and this. They're probably very similar. Again, my eyes with especially green is my worst color. So yeah, right. Moving down, it's basically the same story, so we don't need to go through everything again. But I just wanted to show you how efficient this was. You've seen that there's a few fights. You see there's a couple deaths. You've got to expect that at this size of prison. But wow, it's very impressive. I would not want to click the shakedown button. That would be an absolute nightmare. So you've got classrooms again. You've got all the altar stuff, or chapel. You've got solitary, same type of cell system as before. Same canteen, same yard system. It's practically like they copy-pasted it, but I don't know if they did. Maybe there's a mod for that, but no, it's very impressive. Over here you can see there's TVs in these ones for some reason. Again, these guys are they're minimum security. So some of them have TVs, some of them just have books, some of them just have a chair. This is the guy that got screwed over. What's your name? Christopher Cantofa, sure. He got screwed over because he only has a chair in his room. No bookcase or no TV. Over here again, making use of the space. This guy must have planned this prison out so goddamn well. Another little block here. So you can see just random blocks put in. But another thing that I've noticed, and maybe you guys have too, it's an outside prison. You know, I am very much somebody that likes corridors and that type of thing, but it feels like a corridor prison because of how close all the buildings are. But here, this is outside. It's all outside. It's building to building, which I would say it probably looks better than what I do. It looks a lot better than I do, probably. Now, what I want to do now is just see the breakdown of where they've put everything in relation to other things. So, Cells, that's all the cells in the prison. The holding cell is over here. Now, hopefully you guys can spot everything. You know, it's hard to explain. So where my mouse is here, you'll see this in a second. It will black everything out, but only highlight that. So that's how I'm doing it. Solitary confinement, it has it just dotted around in some of the cell blocks in the middle. It's got no dormitories. It's got 8 canteens, all centralized. It's got the kitchen, same place. Showers, it's got specific showers, not in their cells, just specific showers to the cell blocks. 2 yards, boom, boom. Storage facilities is all the power stations, basically. The canteens, we've done that. Deliveries, just near the entrance. Garbage, near the entrance. Relatively small, actually. Execution is the only one is at the bottom right. Workshop, so there's the workshop, basically same place. They are the same place, as you'll notice. Security, both same place. Offices, so again, near the entrances to both places. Infirmary, so both same place. Morgue, only down near the bottom right, near the entrance. Common room, laundry, visitation, very big visitation at the beginning of the prison. Cleaning cupboards, all same place. Kennels, just scattered around just to have dogs all over the prison. The armory, incidentally, is all the way up here, just to kind of point it out. Completely out the way of where prisoners can be, but they've also made use of the space with putting a hydro pump in there. You know, this person has made their prison efficient by just doubling up what they use stuff for. So, oh, this is an armory, I may as well put other stuff in here, and they've chosen to put that. It's just making use of your space, basically. Again, not the most realistic thing when it comes to a proper prison in real life, I would think, but as for a video game, this is probably the best way to play it. Staff rooms, as you can see, this is what I mean. They've scattered them around the prison so their staff can just jump to one wherever they are. They probably could do with a couple more in there too. Library, same position. Forestry, just dashed around in some areas. Classrooms, a fair amount of classrooms actually, all in the same place, but you know, 6 classrooms. Well, it's 7 classrooms randomly actually. Well, runs right at the entrance at the bottom there on the right. Exports at the entrance, chapels just dotted around, paroles all near the entrances, reception at the entrance, mailroom at the middles, and shops at the middles. But wow, very impressive. You know, again, this prison is not complete. They can add a good amount more of cell blocks going on here. I'm not even sure. Are they capped out? Let's just actually quickly hire. So they're not capped out here. They can continue hiring people. So they could make this prison bigger. I'm not sure. Can they purchase? So I'm just trying to. I've never done any of this type of thing here, really. So I'm purchasing this land just to see if it's possible. It's probably going to freeze up for a second or two, or more than that, because there's so much loading. So there you go. That is ridiculous. So you could. Wait, this is even bigger than I thought. So that's 1 piece of land. So this is 4 pieces of land, this prison, because that's that. So this is 1. This is 2, this is 3, and that's 4. This is already a 4-piece land prison. You could go 4 direction, the opposite side of the road, so that basically copy-paste the prison just going right, and you'd have over 2,000 prisoners. That's ridiculous. Jeez. That's insane. But yeah, I just thought I'd make this because it's kind of interesting. To me, would having this type of prison, actually building it yourself and playing it yourself, be that fun? Honestly, probably no, because at this point of the prison, it's self-sufficient. You do nothing. Right, I have, you know, you guys have been with me now for nearly 20 minutes. I've not managed this prison once. I haven't, you know, zoomed into a fight. I haven't changed anything, because at this stage, you are done. You've completed Prison Architect. The one thing that I guess would add a extra layer of challenge to this type of prison is if you built this massive prison, but if you included temperature and weather and gangs and events, then this prison I don't even think could be possible, because there would be too much stuff that could go wrong. But it would be interesting to try. But no, very impressive. Part of me is like, is there a reason that there are trees here? You know, this is why I like jumping into these type of things, because it makes me think, is there a reason that there's trees here? Do they give anything to prisoners? Maybe do they give freedom? Because, you know, it's a tree. It's not like concrete. I don't know. It would be interesting to know. Part of me wants to wait until dinner time, meal time, sorry, and just see. I want to click shakedown for the sole reason of seeing how many places there is to search in this prison. You know, my prison, I think, has a few thousand places to search. I would not even want to guess how many places there would be. All right, well, actually, let's make a guess. How many places would it be for this prison to search on a shakedown. So you're literally searching everything. I'm going to say about 5,000 is what I would guess. Roughly. So what we're going to do, we're going to speed up the gameplay. I'm looking over the preview of the video, and it actually looks like the video is holding out quite well, which is good. You've got all people in solitary down here. They're just pacing. No toilets. So there you go. I don't do toilets in mine. No toilets. The amount of stuff that you're getting pings that people are finding stuff is ridiculous. But yeah, a lot of people in solitary, and that's probably from people finding stuff. What we'll actually do as well, if we slow it down a little bit, I just want to look through their policies a bit. So intake all available. Prisoners, this is ridiculous. Staff, policy. Okay, so this is what they do. So they haven't really. So if you've got murder, you go straight to maximum security. Serious injury, you could be bumped up one level. But they actually haven't set any of the policies. They've just got standard. But they have changed, which is interesting, the meal stuff. So the meal quantity is medium, but they've actually changed the meal variety to high. I don't know why they've done that. Like, maybe it does something with the happiness of prisoners. I'm not sure. But it is interesting that they did that. You know, I would presume that they can't do the quantity with just how many prisoners that they have. Like, look over here, the bottom left. All the people in solitary will eventually get fed, or they should get fed. But 92% of the prisoners have been fed. That is more than my prison usually gets. And this has 1,000 prisoners. Like, I think all the people that haven't been fed are the people in solitary confinement, and they should be getting their meals delivered to them. Like, that. But and also, look how many people are stationed in each cell block. There's just guards for days. You can see here, there's just maximum security. So let's actually also look in here. So it's also interesting. So what they've done is they've separated the workday just by a little bit. Each people do the exact same thing every single day, but just a little bit differently. So they've got, again, what you have to kind of imagine is the minimum security people and normal security people, they share stuff. They share canteens. So they've got them overlapping a little bit, but the normal security guys get in there a bit earlier, and then they're probably done by the time the min guys get in there. Same with everything. They just got the normal security guys just do everything a little bit earlier. The minimum security and maximum security do it at the same time. And then, you know, because they'll never meet each other because they've got separate canteens and stuff. So that seems quite efficient. And then also, the Supermax has basically got the same. I'm not sure if this prison has any Supermax prisoners, does it? High risk is 342 prisoners. Normal 397. Low 223. Supermax is 1. Where is he? He's somewhere here. So the Supermax guy is here. And then death row, they've got 2 death row prisoners. So one is in his cell. And where's this guy going? Escort prison to solitary. He's going to solitary randomly. Okay. Right, we are probably nearing the time that we can do a search. There's another death that's happened today. God, it's chaos. It literally is chaos. I'm waiting for everybody to basically be in bedtime. So about 1, 2-ish, everybody should be in their cells sleeping. And then we're just going to click and see how many places are searched. Again, I said 5,000, I think. So here we go. Everybody should be now heading back to their cells and sleeping. So we'll give it a little while, because if it's going to take everybody a little bit to actually get to their cells. So you can see this cell's door here is open. Now there's the prisoners. Close the door. This one's now closed. This one still isn't in his cell yet. Obviously, it could mean that there's not a prisoner in that cell, but I presume there will be, and there he is. So I think we'll give it another, couple seconds. Does look like everybody's pretty much in their cell, I believe. Nope, there is some people here that aren't, but they might, because again, we have 47 prisoners arriving tomorrow, so these guys just might not be having cells. Right, ready? Let's have a look, and boom! Oh, I was close! I said 5,000, and it's 4,901. Let's just search it and see how much. Look how much stuff they're finding. This is absolutely ridiculous. They're searching it really quick, but I guess there is 800 guards. Look at that. It's impressive. It's very impressive. Wow. So we found 12 mobiles, lighters, screwdrivers, shears. We've got 2 drills, 2 knives, forks, spoons, needles, medicine, poison, cigarettes. Got a hammer. Jesus, this is insane. Yeah, I don't imagine shakedowns happen much in like a mass prison scale. I imagine it happens a lot easier and more in just searching cell block by cell block. But yeah. Wow, that's a lot of stuff just to find in one shakedown. Also, by the way, this prison is making 25,000 daily income and has over 600,000 just sitting there. Oh, let's see how much this prison's worth. I'm gonna guess around 1 million. Where'd you do it? Oh my god! So you can't sell it obviously right now. Oh, this prison. Wait, have they sold all the shares? Oh, I see. Right, that's what they've done. So I believe to put it up on the Steam Marketplace or something like that, the workshop, that's kind of where I got it from. You just download it on there. You have to sell the prison and basically write it off, I think. And they sold the prison for 2.8 million when they uploaded it to the workshop. And since then, there's been more prisoners and stuff that have come. And now the total value of this prison is 3.5 million. Wow, I thought like 1 million, but no, it'll be way more than that. That's a lot. That's a lot. I wonder how they deal with tunnels. So that's the final thing we're going to do. Let's look at, well, logistics, room quality, all of it's pretty bad. Laundry distribution, that looks pretty cool. Food distribution, again, that just looks so cool. Like, it's like little webs and it's like symmetrical because it's the way that they've done it is quite nice. Intelligence, dangers, 24 hours. You can see in the last 7, you can see all the interactions with how all the stuff came from. A spoon was found, and then you can actually track it. Where did it come from? And you can follow the line back, which is something cool. Stolen from, so where were things stolen from? Forks were stolen from here. And this can tell you, oh, you need to make sure like you beef up your security. Informants, have they done any? They have no informants in this prison. Absolutely none. I wonder if they've got any legendary prisoners, though. Ex-prison guard. So as you can see here, this ex-prison guard, this is the type of guard you'd want to put in protected custody, but they haven't got a protected custody wing, it seems. And then let's look into deployment. So guards, they've just got guards like literally put in places, deployed in places. Patrols, so little itty bitty patrols, just sort of like 2 or so squares that they just go back and forth in very small areas, just to make sure they have pure coverage. Dog patrols, so all the dog patrols, and they have a lot of dogs, is going up the middle and going down along the sides. This is their anti-tunnel procedure. This is how they're basically doing that. And then armed patrols, they do have armed patrols. This was actually what I was getting curious about this. So this is the maximum security canteens, if I remember correctly. Yes, so this is the maximum security wing. So the armed guards are actually patrolling the maximum security. So they do have that. So there you go, guys. This episode I thought I'd do because it's something a little bit cool, and it may give you guys ideas. And even if you guys play Architect, download some of these yourself. There's millions of them. There's a lot of them. You just go on, if you're wondering how to do it, you go extras, most popular prisons, and then you look. And I literally just clicked this one, 1,000 prisoners. Went on that one. But as you can see, there's all of them. It's pretty damn cool. So that's today's episode. Tomorrow's episode, we're going to go back to my prison and we're going to try and escape it as a prisoner. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, throw a like on it. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.